Today I'm going to be doing my first rebuild in the college game with TCU. Eleno Salazar 7292 commented on a previous video to do a TCU rebuild. I do apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Please let me know if I did. If you want to see your name in a future video, go ahead and comment below what other schools you want me to rebuild. And also, if you want me to do any career simulations of particular players, comment them down below right now. In 2022, TCU went 13-2, had a surprising season, Cinderella type season. They went to the national championship game where they got blown out by Georgia 65-7. And then this past season, 2023, they went 5-7, pretty much a really down year. So in this video, we're going to try to get them back to their glory. We got us 4 years here to make a difference and see what we can do. TCU is currently an 84 overall. We have an 84 offense and an 85 defense. Looking at the depth chart for the team, we do have Josh Hoover at quarterback. He's an 81 overall red shirt sophomore. We also have 79 overall Seals, and then we have a freshman, Haas Haney, coming from Aledo, Texas. I was considering redshirting him, but we actually only have 3 quarterbacks on the entire roster. So if we do redshirt him, then that means we only, if Hoover gets injured, that means we basically have 1 quarterback. Definitely not an ideal situation, but hopefully, ideally, Haas Haney does not play any games, so we can just go ahead and redshirt him anyways. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I know if they play more than 5 games, then they cannot be redshirted. So hopefully he doesn't make those appearances, and we can just go ahead and redshirt him anyways. At running back, Cam Cook, 80 overall sophomore. Backup running back, Trey Sanders, 80 overall redshirt senior. I am going to redshirt a couple of these freshmen down here. At wide receiver, we have Savion Williams, 87 overall. I believe he's the highest rated on the entire team. Yeah, that's correct. Him and McAllister are both the highest rated, and they're both wide receivers, which makes sense because the team is a spread offense, so it's definitely going to be throwing the ball a crap load. Eric McAllister, 86 overall. He's a redshirt junior. Then we have 85 overall JP Richardson, 80 overall JoJo Earl. 3 of our top 4 receivers are seniors, so we're going to be moving on from them after this year, and then it's going to be a bunch of new guys coming up, a couple of freshmen. I am redshirting a couple of freshmen here too. At tight end, Drake Dabney, 81 overall. He's a senior. Gonna have to be replacing him. Left tackle, 77 overall, senior. Left guard, 77 junior. At center, 81 junior. Right guard, 78 junior. Right tackle, 79 senior. Left end, we have 80 overall sophomore. He's a red shirt. At right end, 77 overall Avion Carter. He's actually a red shirt freshman, so he's gonna be playing his first games in the first season in his entire career, but he's already the best defensive end on the team. At defensive tackle, another red shirt freshman, Marcus Dill, 6'5", 315 pounds, and dude is 79 overall. Outside linebacker, we have 82 overall senior and 81 overall junior. Middle linebacker, 79 overall junior. Another outside linebacker, 76 overall junior. Cornerback, we have a couple of seniors, so they'll be moving on after this year. 82 overall and a 79 overall. Free safety, 85 overall junior, Bud Clark. And at strong safety, we have Abe Kamara, 80 overall. I have gone through and done the first couple of weeks of recruiting before I even started recording. That seems like that's what's going to take the longest to do in all of these rebuild videos, but it's crucial for the team. So if you push R3 whenever you're in the recruiting, it'll show you what your team needs are for the next season. So I highly suggest you look at this if you're doing your own rebuilds and just dynasty modes in general. It says that we need 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. So basically the players that are going to be graduating, you're going to have to replace them. And on defense, we need a couple of defensive ends, 3 defensive tackles, like 5 linebackers, 3 corners. So yeah, focus on trying to fill those needs before you try to do anything else, I would suggest. This is what our recruiting situation is looking like at the moment. Number 1 on our board, we have a quarterback, Tyree Branson. He's actually the 3rd best quarterback in the entire country, and we're number 1 on his list already. I'm already recruiting him hardcore with 65 points. Running back, we have the number 9 ranked running back, and we're 2nd on his board behind A&M, like barely. Going hardcore after this wide receiver, Quandre Romo. He's the 3rd best wide receiver in the country. Got 75 points on him, and it looks like we have a pretty good lead right now. Right tackle, Carmazzi. It says that he's a bust, but he's 5-star, so I guess at worst he would be a 4-star, so I'm still going to try to get him. It looks like we're 4th on him currently. OU, Ohio State, and Texas, but we're gonna try to get him still. And we got a 4-star right tackle. We're first on him. Right guard, we're actually first on him, 4-star, even though I'm only barely putting 10 points on him. At center, 4-star guy, we're first on him. Defensive end, Deacon Spillman, we're first on him. We're actually above LSU a little bit, but he's a 5-star defensive end. Definitely want to try to get him. Alex Bullet at defensive tackle, we're way ahead of everyone on there. Number 1 on the list. Another defensive tackle, he says he's a gem. He's a 4-star gem, so basically more like a 5-star guy. Jeremy Cole, we're way ahead. Alabama's second, but they haven't even offered a scholarship. And here's a 5-star outside linebacker, number 1 in his position. So best outside linebacker in the country. And we're beating A&M, OSU, Texas Tech, Texas Longhorns, Baylor, Oklahoma. We're beating all these dudes straight up. Outside linebacker, the second best in the country. We're 5th on him, but I haven't even allocated any points, so might need to try to check on that. Cornerback, we were first on this guy. He's the 4th best corner in the country. He's a 5-star. Then I have 10 points on this safety because I just had a couple of points left over and I was just trying to use them where I could. These guys only have 50 on. It's because we're only allowed to give 50 points. We did end up beating Stanford in a close game, 38-35. The reason why I decided to show that is so we can jump into the recruiting. We have the ability to schedule a visit on this running back, Kevin Morrison, because we finally reached the top 5 when we're actually ranked first, but A&M is like hot on our heels, so we need to go in here and schedule a visit. The problem is that we have 0 hours left that we can use, so what I like to do is hold down triangle to remove send the house. That gives us 50 points. I'm going to go ahead and schedule the visit. I'm just going to go as soon as possible, week 3 here, to try to stay ahead of Texas A&M. And I'm going to find something down here that he likes a lot, which is proximity to home, because he lives in Texas. TCU is in Texas, so we're going to do that. We still have 10 points left, so I'm going to jump over here to DM the player, and that gets us back to 0. We do lose out on, recruiting or whatever, but scheduling that visit is crucial. Week 3, we're going to stay ahead of them, and then after this week's over, we simulate to the next week, I'll jump back in here and go back to sending the house on this guy because we don't lose those 40 points after this week. I'm going to do the exact same tactic with this 5-star right tackle, Jordan Carmazzi. We are 4th on his ranking at the moment. And these other teams that are ahead of us, they don't have any scheduled visits so far. And we're not that far behind them, so I'm definitely going to keep going after them. But once again, I removed the send the house, and we're going to schedule a visit. And you see we can go through and change the weeks. But we already have that running back visiting week 3 with UCF, so it's going to be a complimentary visit for this offensive lineman to visit with him, so that's going to help give us a boost too, since they're both on offense and they play different positions. Now if we were trying to schedule him with another offensive lineman, it would probably say it's a competitive visit because they're going to be competing against each other, and it's going to give us red arrows down, which you don't want to do. So I'm going to try to stack complimentary visits for sure. I'm going to schedule a visit with this other right tackle that we are first on his board also, but if we do the UCF, we're going to get a complimentary visit with that running back, but it's going to be a competitive visit with the right tackle. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and skip to week 6, which is our next home game, because you can only schedule visits on home weeks, and this way we don't have to have any type of competitiveness to mess with anybody. I'm gonna go with conference prestige. We know that he likes that, and we also have an A- graded in, which is pretty high. I simulated to the next week, and we're actually 2-0, which is good, so we're off to a good start. We're still first on this quarterback's board, but I want to show you right here this running back. So we did that tactic where we took off send the house so we can schedule a visit. So Texas A&M did take a little bit of a lead over us, but we're gonna go ahead and try to take that right back. So we already got the scheduled visit, and it says that we have 200 hours in the top right, because I think we ended up scheduling 5 people, which will give us 40 times 5 is 200. So now I'm going to remove DM the player. I'm going to go back to action, and we can actually do a hard sell because we know what his perfect pitch is over here on the far right. I'm about to show you what that means right now. So we're going down to hard sell, and each one of these is a different pitch that you can do on the player. And once you know what all 3 of the things are that they're looking for, and you grade high in those areas, you can go ahead and do it. So for this guy, it's prestigious because he likes coach prestige, conference prestige, and proximity to home. So we're going to pick that right now. That gives us 40 of the 50 points that we're allowed to do on him. I'm going to go ahead and stack DM the player on top of that to give us a maximum value with our 50 hours. With this right tackle, Jordan Carmazzi, I did the same thing, but We don't know what all of his interests are at the moment. As you can see on the far right, we only have one green check mark, so we don't know what his other things are. There's too many question marks to try to guess what it could be. So for now, I'm just gonna go back to send the house for at least a week or two, and we're gonna look and see once we figure out what his interests are, and then we can switch over to doing a hard sell. With this other right tackle, Rashard Bulak, we actually have 2 green check marks and we have a bunch of X's, red X's on there. So what we can do is we can go ahead and try the hard sell, and you can scroll through here and look and figure out just by process of elimination which pitch is the right one or the wrong one. So we know for sure it's not prestigious because we have 2 green check marks and 1 red. We want all 3 of them to be green, so we know that's not the right one. So you want to scroll through here and find 2 green check marks and then another one with a question mark, and we'll find it in a second here. This one right here, conference spotlight. So it's most likely going to be this one with the championship contender. And by process of elimination, we can see that every single one of these, this is the only one that could be right because it's the only one that has the 2 green check marks and then 1 question mark. So we know for sure this is the right pitch, perfect pitch for this guy, and we're grading high in all these areas. Definitely picking that. We just got our first commit of the video, and it's going to be 4-star running back Kevin Morrison from Missouri City, Texas. Sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you're several weeks into the season and a recruit that you're going after is just not worth it anymore. I spent a lot of time and hours on this guy, but it looks like LSU is running away with it, and I'm just going to go ahead and take him off. And I'm going to invest the time that I have into this cornerback who's actually a better overall guy. He's a 5-star. We're first on him right now. Washington and Kansas are making a strong push to try to get this guy, and I'm only allocating 10 hours to him right now, but since we removed the other guy from the board, we can go in here and change this around. We can go ahead and just go send the house on this guy. No, we cannot. We don't have enough. Let's remove the 10. Let's send the house. We don't have enough information to know what his perfect pitch is, so it's not worth doing a hard sell or a soft sell at the moment. But now we have this guy maxed out, and there's a good chance that we're going to end up getting this guy. 4-star right tackle Rashard Bulak has committed to TCU. Yet another 4-star defensive tackle, Alex Bullitt from Houston, Texas. Our 3rd commit in a row for this week, Jeremy Cole, defensive tackle, 4-star from Washington, Maryland. We're still holding on to the lead with this 5-star cornerback, Robbie Tinker. Washington and Kansas are right behind us, but at the moment I don't have enough knowledge to know what the hard sell should be for the perfect pitch. I went through and I looked, and there could be a couple of different options, so I'm not going to take a chance and guess on one and get it wrong. So I'm going to wait another week and just leave it on send the house. Big things popping here. We just got a 5-star quarterback, Tyree Branson from Radcliffe, Kentucky, coming to TCU. He might be the future of the school. Bad news on 5-star cornerback Robbie Tinker. We're actually down to 3rd behind Washington and Kansas. We're still lightly below them, but our team actually hasn't been doing that good. I think we lost 2 games already, so that might be an issue. We could go ahead and take a chance here and remove send the house and come over here and do a hard sell. The only problem with that is that I still don't know what his exact perfect pitch is at the moment. It could be prestigious, or it could also be, what was the other one? This one's suited of the game. So we can go both ways with it, one way or the other. I think it's worth taking a chance on it, because if we get it right, we could jump ahead. And even if we don't get it right, if we just went with the send the house, I think that we're probably going to lose out to them anyways, because Kansas has a visit before us with week 8, so they might lock them up right then. But we have a visit with them on week 9. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a chance, and I'm already losing my mind. All right, let's just go with student of the game and hope that that's the right pitch. We got us 5-star wide receiver Quandre Romo from Hopkins, Michigan. We're officially halfway through the regular season. We're 4-2. We started off winning 2 games, and then we lost 2 games in a row. We lost to SMU. We beat Kansas. We beat Houston. Now we have a bye week. Hopefully we can finish out strong on our schedule here. We do have some pretty competitive games here. We got number 8 Oklahoma State and then number 13 Arizona. So if we can win out, we have a chance to make it into the football playoff. Halfway through the regular season, we have the 18th ranked top class in the nation. We got 6 total commits, and 2 of them are 5-stars and 4 of them are 4-stars. Only Alabama has more 5-star commits than us by 1. We just got 3 more commits to the team. We got a 4-star right guard that says he's a bust, but we need the depth, and we got 2 5-stars. We got a 5-star defensive end, Deacon Spillman. He's a power rusher. Dude is 6'6", 302 pounds. Seems like he should be playing defensive tackle, but I guess TCU runs that 3-3 defense, so you need 3 big defensive linemen. We got a 5-star outside linebacker, Alex Francisco from McKinney, Texas. 6'2", 233 pounds. He's a pass coverage. Unfortunately, we ended up losing out on that 5-star cornerback, Robbie to Kansas. He committed to them, so I'm going to go ahead and remove him from the board. And we have a not so great looking situation for this middle linebacker, Jesse Coronado. We're in 3rd place, and I already had him maxed out on everything that I possibly could. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to use a feature on here for this particular situation that's called sway. So what you can do is you can sway the person to like another pitch, not just this one, which is TV time, which is his perfect pitch. But we need to try to find another little check marks in it like this right here to the house. It already has brand exposure and championship contender, but coach prestige he's not interested in. So we're going to use 30 points to try to sway him into liking coach prestige, and then we can stack a hard sell and a soft sell to get the 60 points that we're allowed to use on him, or the hours. And then maybe we can use that to catch up to OU and Texas before it's too late. I simulated to the next week, and we ended up losing out on Jesse Coronado, the guy I was trying to use the sway on. It was just too late. He decided to commit to OU, so I didn't get to show what that feature could do, but we'll probably be able to use it again in another situation soon. It's the end of the regular season now. We finished 7-5, not the best season ever. We did end up beating Utah in the first game of the second half of the season, but then we lost 3 in a row to Texas Tech, Baylor, and Oklahoma State. We beat Arizona and Cincinnati to end the season off on a high note. I'm not sure if we're going to make it to the conference championship. Probably not. I'm going to go look at the standings. Definitely didn't make it to the conference championship game. We got Colorado, UCF, and Kansas State. Colorado went 7-2, UCF went 7-2, Kansas State 7-3 in the conference. Shedeur Sanders ended up winning the Heisman Trophy with Colorado. The quarterback, he had 4,297 yards passing, 41 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. Definitely an insane season. We made it to a bowl game. It's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl for St. Jude against the USF Bulls. We're at early National Signing Day, and we actually have the 2nd best recruiting class in the entire country. This is crazy. We have 19 total commits. 4 of them are 5-stars, which is tied with Alabama for the most. And we had 13 4-stars and a couple of 3-stars because we're trying to fill out the team needs. We did end up beating USF in the bowl game 45-28, so we officially end our first season with the 8-5 record. Looking at the stats on the season for all the players, at quarterback, Josh Hoover had 3,940 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 67% completion with a 174 rating. He actually had a pretty good season, not gonna lie. Running back, Trey Sanders, 400 yards. Cook had 366. Trey Sanders had 4.7 per carry, which is pretty good. 3.2 is not that great. Obviously, we're not a running team. We're running an air raid offense, so it's passing like crazy. Cook with 5 rushing touchdowns. Sanders with 4. Receiving, Savion Williams, the senior, the best player on the team, had 53 catches, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Dude averaged 20 yards per catch. That is freaking crazy. We had 3 receivers with 9 touchdowns, including J.P. Richardson, who's a senior, and JoJo Earl, who's a senior. So all 3 of these guys are going to be gone after this year. Our senior tight end, Drake Dabney, 38 catches, 300 yards, 5 touchdowns. Eric McAllister looks like he's going to be the leading receiver for us next year if he doesn't just go to the draft. 44 catches, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Abe Kamara had the most tackles with 68. Tackles for loss went to Osafo Mensah. He's a senior defensive end with 15 of them. And he had the most sacks on the team with 10.5. He's only a 79 overall, so he probably won't be getting drafted. And then we have Paul Oyewale with 5.5 sacks, and then Johnny Hodges had 5. Interceptions, Broughton had 2. Lamarion James had 2. Both of these guys are seniors, so we're going to be losing 2 of our best cornerbacks. Hodges had 1, Kamara had 1, and Clark had 1. So we're going to be losing Kamara too because he's a senior. So we're about to be graduating a ton of guys. Looking at the college football playoff bracket, Michigan ended up beating Miami 14-11 in the national championship game. That's kind of a weird score. Michigan went 16-0, had a perfect season. See, what are some of the crazier teams that made it? North Texas went 12-2 and made it to the college football playoffs. Georgia Tech went 8-5 and made it in. Who was the worst overall? I guess Georgia Tech with their 8-5 record is definitely the worst. Freshman defensive tackle Marcus Dill ended up making National Freshman All-America. For the Big 12, we did not have any first teamers, but our kicker made second team, and that's the only second teamer we have. For Big 12 freshman, Braylon James, wide receiver. Left guard, Cliff Broussard, got freshman All-American for Big 12. Avion Carter and Marcus Dill. Obviously, Marcus Dill was going to make it on the Big 12 All-American if he made it to the national one. We had a couple players trying to transfer out. Our strong safety, Richard Toney, 78 overall junior. I was able to convince him to stay, but junior running back Trent Battle, 76 overall. He decided that he wanted to leave because it wasn't getting enough playing time. We're definitely losing some good starters to graduation. JP Richardson at wide receiver, gone. Savion Williams, gone. Lamarion James, gone. Nnamdi Obiazor, gone. Drake Dabney, gone. Trey Sanders, gone. Broughton, gone. Kamara's gone. So yeah, ton of dudes leaving. Our kicker, gone. We only had one player that actually got drafted, and it was wide receiver JP Richardson, 87 overall, went in the 7th round. Somehow, some way, we actually finished with the #1 ranked class in the entire country of United States for college football. 34 commits, 4 5-star guys. We had 13 4-stars, and we ended up having to get 17 3-stars to fill our team needs and make sure we got us a full team. It's time to look at the training results for the team, and of course, the 4 best players on the team are all redshirt freshmen. Highest overall on the team, wide receiver Eric McAllister. He's an 88, going from an 86. Let's look at every position here. Hoover at quarterback went from an 82 to 84. Haas Haney is up to a 79 as a redshirt freshman. I think Haas Haney has the potential to take over as the starting quarterback after Hoover leaves, but for now, well, I'm not sure. He's a scrambler, so his throwing power is 88, which is not bad, but he has 91 speed. But this is a pass-heavy offense here. Accuracy 86 to 89 for short. Medium is a 91 to 85. The deep accuracy is not good, 69 to 85. Throw on the run is 90, is way better. Throw under pressure is way better. Break sack is okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep rolling with Hoover for this season, and then after this season, we'll see if Hoover decides to try to go to the draft. I don't think he'll be playing like that good to where he'll try to go to the draft as a junior. He's only 84 overall, so he'll probably try to stay again. So for now, it's the Hoover show. Running back, nobody jumping up crazy here. Wide receiver, McAllister's up to 88 from an 86. Couple of freshmen went up a little bit. At tight end, everyone went up like 1 or 2. Left tackle, we got 81, 83, 83, 80, 86 at right tackle. Doesn't look like anyone just made like ridiculously high jumps. It's just like 1 point, 2 points at the most, it looks like. Cornerback, everybody stayed exactly the same. Man. Kicker, our best kicker, our only kicker on the team is a 65 overall redshirt sophomore. Does have 94 kick power, but his accuracy is only a 75. Our punter is a senior, so we need to get a new punter. Probably try to get a new kicker too. If I knew that the backup kicker was this bad, I probably would have tried to recruit one. Punter does have 92 kick power. His accuracy is only 74, but as long as he can kick it far, and it says that his name is Ethan Craw from Tasmania International. Wow, that's crazy. We need to encourage transfers for some players. We can only have 85 players on the team, and we currently have 91. I think we're going to go ahead and encourage Ken Sills to leave, because I doubt he's going to get any playing time, and I'd rather Haney get playing time if something does happen to Hoover, since he's a 5th-year senior and he's barely 3 overall better than Haney. So goodbye to you, Ken Sills. Sorry about that. Halfback. I'm not going to try to get rid of anyone here. Let's see, anywhere else we want to try to. Chase Jackson's a 5th-year senior. He's only a 73 overall. Gonna have to kick him out. This left guard is a senior, and he's a 76 overall, and he's not gonna be getting any playing time at all. I'm gonna have to move him out. We need to get rid of 3 more guys. Another 5th-year senior that's only a 70 overall on the offensive lineman. See you later. 2 more guys need to go. This sophomore is gonna go. 1 more guy. Where can we make some room at? Cornerback, this guy right here, redshirt junior. He's only a 73 overall. I'm sorry, buddy. This is what our schedule is going to be looking like for season 2. We're actually 85 overall with 85 on offense and defense. First game against number 18 ranked North Carolina, and then against number 16th ranked Georgia Tech. Then after that, we have a bunch of conference games, and of course the rivalry game against SMU, which is a thing they do every single year. So I think I'm just going to stick with the schedule the way that it is. I'm going to do some red shirts on some players here. We're definitely red shirting this quarterback, Tyree Branson. Hopefully he doesn't get mad and want to leave, but his as his deal breaker is championship contender. So as long as we're in contention for that, he should stick around. We're currently in the 4th week of the 2nd season of the rebuild, and we are getting off to a terrible start. We are 0-3, not good at all. We're going to be playing against SMU, which is the rivalry game. Reason why I stopped here is because we have a lot of players scheduled to visit in this SMU versus TCU game. So we have a lot of 5-star guys that we're actually number 1 on. We got a 5-star quarterback, Donahue, 5-star wide receiver, Day, 5-star wide receiver, Dykes. We're first on all these guys. We already had a couple of guys commit. We got a left tackle, a right guard. But one thing that I noticed that our championship contender deal breaker people, all them guys are like, no thanks. So this guy, no longer interested. This guy, no longer interested. This guy, no longer interested. Like, there's a lot of guys. What was that? 4 guys that said, yeah, no thanks, buddy. This kicker right here, I actually gave him a scholarship offer in the very first week of the season, like before, I guess it's considered preseason. As soon as I offered him, bam, he committed right away. So yeah, I'm going to jump into this game and play the moments and try to make sure that we can beat SMU if possible. I do have it on Heisman difficulty, so it's not going to be easy at all, especially if our team's not doing great in simulation as it is. But we have a lot of these guys scheduled to, so all the ones that say week 4, Donahue's scheduled for week 4, Dyke scheduled for week 4. This guy's week 9, week 5. This guy, Felton, week 4. Yazzie, a 5-star athlete, week 4. 4-star athlete, week 4. So yeah, I think we have like 4 or 5 guys that are scheduled to visit this week, so we definitely gotta win this game. If we lose, we might end up losing a lot of these dudes. SMU is 84 overall with 84 offense and defense. We're 85 overall with 85 offense and defense. The game is just barely starting, and we got the ball right away, so they said it's a moment. McAllister deep on the left side might be an option. Let's see what happens here. Let's see how this develops. Yeah, definitely not gonna happen. We're going to triangle and straight to the freaking corner for a pick 6. Yeah, we're starting off perfectly here. 3rd down and 10 here. We're down 7-0 because of my great pick 6. Let's get this first down. And that safety came down fast and got on the tight end. It's gonna be a punt. 7-7. We were actually able to tie it up. We're here on 1st and 10, trying to help the defense. Where's the freaking safety at? Why was he standing by the goalpost? So much for trying to help win the game. We're already down 31-14, 2nd quarter. We got 1:14 left. We need to try to get down the field and score. I have nowhere to go with the ball. Got sacked. Hurry up, come on, let's go. Gotta do something here. All these freaking routes are like deep routes, so it takes forever to develop. Circle underneath, what? 2nd and 12, let's go, no huddle, hurry up. Pretty much have nowhere to go with the ball. Let's just run and get the first down and get out of bounds. Whew. Hoover was running for his life. Nice catch. I'm gonna call a timeout. Looks like they're set up for pass defense, which makes sense because that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing. They had the blitz coming, left the tight end wide open. That's the true freshman, Grudaduria, whatever the hell his name is. Go, buddy! Ooh, touchdown from the true freshman tight end with his 84 speed. Awesome start to his career. 3rd down and 5. We're losing 34-21, and the 3rd quarter is almost over. Got us a moment here on defense. They're obviously going to run the ball to try to just keep milking the clock, I would hope, because we're blitzing, and we did not make the freaking stop. Start of the 4th quarter is 3rd down. I'm blitzing like crazy here. Get the sack. Nope. 1st down once again. Come on, get in there. Get the interception. 2 guys right there. At least y'all didn't let him catch it, but come on. Man, for real, offense is unstoppable. Yep, they ran it. Blow him up. What the hell? Nobody can make a tackle. Well, we're losing 40-28 in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left, so most likely we're going to lose this game, but they want us to come into the game on 4th and 18. We need a first down really bad here. X is wide open. Go around him. Go get that. Go get the tutty. Get the tutty. Got it. Oh, they're still gonna lose though. Got a punt return moment here. We're down by 5 points. Ooh, that's a lot closer than I thought. We actually had a chance to win this damn game. 40-35. Let's go out of bounds. Don't end up fumbling it. Just do not throw an interception, man. Hazukanama. I don't know how you say his last name. No, oh, I thought that was intercepted. Whew. James bailed me out there on that bad pass right there. Get rid of it. Oh, I was trying to throw it to X, but I got sacked. McAllister. No, don't intercept it. Oh. 4th down and 8. The true freshman tight end. No. Try to put some arch on the ball, but it didn't work. Just step up. Slide. I'm gonna call timeout. Why would we settle for a field goal? That would be dumb as hell. Did you just hear what I said? 1st down. All right, we gotta hurry up. And should have never thrown that. Whew, glad it wasn't intercepted. Ooh, wide open. Get there. Touchdown. True freshman tight end. Let's fucking go. That wasn't the tight end, but still. Maybe we can get an interception on one of these dump passes they're trying to do. Oh, missed the tackle. 9 seconds left. Oh, it was right there. But he was still able to break the tackle somehow. The clock's still ticking there. Last time out. They're going to do a Hail Mary. They have no choice. Okay, or they can do that and the game's over. Thank you. Finally got a freaking win on the season. I don't know how, but I'll take it. The quarterback, Josh Hoover, actually won player of the game. He had 480 yards passing with 6 touchdowns. Did throw 2 interceptions. One of them was from me. 68 yards was the longest pass. Dude got sacked 8 times. Still had 72% completion percentage, which is pretty good. Running game was not there at all. There's like literally 0 running game. Josh Hoover had 8 carries, 13 yards, and a fumble. Receiving, Everhart, 2 catches, 117 yards with 2 touchdowns. His longest one was 68. Dozie Ezukanma, I'm not sure how to say his name, is a redshirt freshman. 76 overall, 5 catches, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest one was 44 yards. And then the tight end, Caesar Grudadaria, 3 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest one was 54 yards. Dude was doing great. It was definitely worth it to play that game. We got a 5-star quarterback committing. We got a 5-star wide receiver committing. We got a 4-star strong safety, a 5-star center, Pat Yazzie, a 4-star quarterback, Braden Lobato. And if we lost that game, who knows what the hell would have happened. It wouldn't have been pretty, I know that much. We're halfway through the season. We are 2-4, off to another terrible start. We lost to number 9, North Carolina, number 22, Georgia Tech, number 8, Kansas State. We beat SMU when we played the Moments in that game, barely by 1 point. Then we lost to Iowa State by 10 points. We just beat Houston 21-18. At this point, I'm seriously considering making some moves on the depth chart because this season is basically a wash, in my opinion. I don't think that we even have a chance to make it to the Big 12 championship. We're just not doing well, so might be a good time to go ahead and make some moves for the future and start some younger guys. Looking at the season stats so far, Hoover is doing okay. He's having a little bit worse year than he did last season. If we look at his player stats from last season compared to this year, his rating is kind of similar. It's a little bit less than it was. He's throwing more interceptions. To like the touchdown to interception ratio is definitely not as good. His completion percentage is okay. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just go switch over to Haney. Haas Haney is gonna be our starting quarterback right now. I'm aware that Hoover doesn't necessarily have like stud wide receivers to throw it to. Officially changed the depth chart. Haas Haney is gonna be our starting quarterback from here on out. Hoover's just gonna be a backup. I mean, I guess if we had to, we can encourage him to transfer, or he can just try to transfer himself if he gets mad about the playing time. At wide receiver, the only thing that I did was move Ezud Kanma up a little bit in the depth chart. Well, I guess Baker too. So we're trying to get younger guys some time in here, and that way they can develop more for the future immediately. First official game as a starting quarterback was against Arizona State, who is obviously not that good either. They went 2-3 so far on the year, but we beat them 28-20. Let's jump in here and check out his stats for the game. He had a 205 rating, 229 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, only got sacked 1 time. He does have a really high speed rating. I want to say it was like 90 something. I forgot what it was. 76% completion. We actually had an okay running game here. Haas Haney had 12 carries for 33 yards. Yeah, that's not great. 2.8 per carry. Receiving, Baker had a touchdown. Freshman tight end, Greta Daria. Always, I don't know how I want to say his name. I keep on saying it different. All right, give me a break. 3 catches, 43 yards, 1 touchdown, and then another one for Azukanma. End of the regular season, we finished 5-7, and I actually ended up getting fired as the head coach because we didn't meet our goal of 8 wins. I guess I should have turned off coach firing, but it is what it is at this point. Haas Haney came in, he threw for 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 69% completion, which is better than Hoover. His rating was a little bit worse than Hoover though, which is to be expected. I mean, he's a freshman. Hoover's a junior. Rushing yards, running game, and TCU's offense is non-existent basically. Receiving, McAllister, the best player on the team, had 45 catches, 672 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He might be going to the NFL as like a 7th round pick potentially. And then Baker, redshirt freshman, 80 overall, 574 yards, 5 touchdowns. This guy, 548 yards, 5 touchdowns. Man, look at this freshman tight end. Dude was a beast when we played with him. 40 catches, almost 500 yards with 8 touchdowns, the most on the team as a true freshman. Insane. Defensively, Alarms Orr had 66 tackles, the most on the team, and then Johnson, second most, was 61. Tackles for loss, Carter, the redshirt sophomore, 80 overall. He had 14 tackles for loss, and then 12 for Paul. Sacks, Paul Oyewale, 7 sacks. 5.5 for Avion Carter, 3.5 for Hodges. Interceptions, Hodges with 2, Johnson with 2. Where is the freshman linebacker that we had starting? That was him, Alex Francisco. 5-star linebacker. He had 56 tackles, third most on the team. 3 tackles for loss of 1 sack. 2 pass deflections. He allowed 18 catches. Miller Moss ended up winning Heisman for USC at quarterback. 4,400 yards passing, 46 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Man, that's crazy. Early National Signing Day, and once again, we had the #1 ranked class in the entire country. Only 23 commits this year, but we had 6 5-stars, which was the most in the entire country by double. Second most was 3 by 3 other teams, so we blew them out of the water on that. That's crazy. Then we had 13 4-stars and 4 3-stars. These are offers I'm getting from other schools, basically all offensive coordinator jobs for Florida Gators, Notre Dame, and Tennessee. The one head coaching offer I got was for OU. But that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment down below what other rebuilds you want me to do. I'll definitely be turning off coach firing so that doesn't happen anymore. Going to be doing it probably 4 or 5 years. It does take a long time to record these videos because I actually go into detail in the recruiting every single week, which is actually one of my favorite things to do in the game, honestly. But that's it. Appreciate y'all for watching. See y'all on the next one.